Welcome to Conversations with Dr.Da Silva. This is a show where I'll be bringing various different guests to talk about various different topics. And the vision of the show really is to give us little people a voice. And the mission is to have, conversations and engage in conversations that are passionate to something that we have. Today we have a guest, a good old friend of mine, Hein. And Hein, please.
Thank you for inviting me to the show. I appreciate that. And what do you want me to talk about?
Welcome. So what's your topic today?
I will talk about myself. Usually, I come to that conclusion that we meet people all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that's happened, we shake hands, we exchange name, and then we move to talk about what we do for a living, which is not who we are.
That is true.
Yeah, so it's when you meet a new person in your life, you want to know who he is, not what he do.
So Hein, who are you?
I'm glad for the question. I'm Haim. I born and raised in Israel. Yeah, until I moved here in 1995. Yeah, and I have a few steps in my life that I want to highlight, which it's very significant to me and for some other people. They may inspire some other people to see what I went through. So it started, as far as I remember, as the age 13, when you switch from grammar school to high school. This is the system that's working in Israel.
Okay.
And when you go to high school, they already decide what you're going to be in your life.
What do you mean? Who decides that for you?
There is a counselor. There is counselor in school, and your parent also.
Okay.
The parent have the mentality, which is you need to find some job that carry you until 65, and then you're retired, and then you start to live your life.
So you're telling me, Hein, if you chose to be a rock star, you wanted to do that in your heart and hearts, what would happen? You wouldn't be able to do that?
I'll be a rock star. If that's what they decide for me to do,
Okay.
that's what will happen, but this is not the case. They find something that they say, you're going to walk with your hand, which is mean you're going to be auto mechanic. That's what I sign from other people to do. And I did it from 1969 until January 2009. So we talk about 40 years of my life. I did something that someone else decided.
So for
me.
40 years, you were a mechanic.
Yes, I was auto mechanic for 40 years.
Okay.
I wasn't a great mechanic. I knew to fix car. I solved a lot of problem with. But if you ask me back then if that's what I want to do, I will tell you no. But I didn't have choice. It's in that time, you just follow what you're told. You don't argue. You don't raise your voice because you was told to sit down and keep your mouth shut. And that's what happened. That's what I did. So through the year, I started to work on car. In 18, it's mandatory you join the army. Yeah. I got to fast forward to 1985. I got married. Yeah. And from that married, I have 3 kids. The marriage life ended in 1995. I got divorced. And right after that, I went homeless.
You became homeless.
I became homeless because I didn't have anywhere to go. I give everything to my ex. My reason was I didn't want my kid to grow up in a house that yelling, screaming, fighting all day long. Yes, they come to this world. They not deserve to raise that way. They need to see better way of living. And so I said something has to be done. And I'm the man of the house, so I'm going to leave. I left everything behind me. I leave the car, I leave the house, I leave the money, I leave everything. Took my suitcase, my clothes, and I went out. Yeah, I didn't have any other place to be, so I slept in my car for quite a while.
Wow.
Until I moved here. I mean, I have brother that I asked him to buy me a ticket to come to state, to stay here and to sleep in bed. Because I was sleeping in my car. It's not comfortable. And I came here and I start my life all over again. I mean, I was homeless. I didn't speak the language when I came here. I didn't have work. I didn't have anything. And I'm still committed to pay child support. So I was, when I start here my life, I start in minus.
Right.
To find job, it was easy for me. I mean, as an auto mechanic, it's a lot of places that will take you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when they need 1-2 days to show, and I show my experience, they say you're good. You start to work. Until 2009. What happened back then in 2008, when the economy started to collapse and slow down, it was a lot of people, every family, that every driver license, have a car. Yeah, so if you have your wife, and you have 1 or 2 kids that over the age and they have driver license, they have a car.
Of course.
Who pay for that? The owner of the house. I mean, the husband, usually, is the provider, right? So when the economy starts to slow down, they cut the other 2 cars. No, you're going to use mass transportation. It affects the mechanic work. So we start to slow down, and I got laid off in 2009. I was searching.
So what'd you do?
I was searching for other place to work near to my house because I have a long commute.
Another auto repair shop?
Yeah, another repair shop. I have a long commute every day back and forth. So I was looking for something local. And I didn't told that, but that's what the outcome. I'm overqualified. Which is mean
I've heard that before.
I'm high in age. I'm over 50. And they need to pay me for my experience. They're not willing to say, in this price, I buy 2. I take 2, I take you. Yeah? So in your age, you don't want to work. You probably have back pain, arthritis, all kind of condition that you're going to be more out than in.
Right.
And I can train you because you're already trained. You already, and they didn't say it, but I got this is the impression that I got. So I reach a point in my life that I don't want to work for nobody else anymore. I have enough from that. I want to do something for myself.
Okay.
So I start to search, and the place I start to search, it's in myself. Who am I?
Yeah, who are you, Chaim?
So what I find out, it's on the surface, not go into deep what I know today. I know I love people, and I know I love to help people.
Okay.
Yeah, every step on my life, that's if somebody needs something, need help or anything, I was there. And I say, how I can combine those two and produce income here in state? So this is coaching. That's what coaching do, right? I took a course online, and the school was in Australia, not even in state.
Okay.
And I didn't graduate.
So you didn't graduate from the program at all?
No, because I have different view on the system, what they're asking. They say you take person that have problem and issue, and you need to fix that. Okay. I said, well, that's what therapist does. That's what therapists do. I'm not a therapist. I said, well, this is the coaching. I said, well, I have different system. I said, what do you say? I say, I take something good in a person and make it great. Why to take some problem, and try to fix that? You already have some resistance in you. This is the reason it become problem.
You know, it's ironic. For 40 years, you're fixing cars,
Right.
but you're not willing to fix people.
I switch. Yeah.
I just thought it was
move.
ironic.
And they said, well, this is not what we teach in our school. I said, but this is the way I want to operate.
Okay.
I said, well, you're on your own. I said, that's fine, that's great. Thank you for what I learned from you. Now I'm going to be on my own. And I start to test my program. Which means, well, what I did back then, it was kind of smart, which is, I recommend that to a lot of people that start anything.
And what were you recommending?
What I did, I took a friend of mine, and I said to her, look, I've been as a coach, and I want to test if what I do is working. So I'm going to work with you for free, no charge. And if it's working, I know I'm on the right path. Over 2 years that we worked together, I tripled her business in 2 years.
You tripled her business in 2 years.
In 2 years.
And how'd you do that?
She was create event. She event planner,
Event planner, yes.
right? She working from her basement. Yeah. And when we start to work, I say, well, if you looking to create event, you need to step up from your basement. You need to be recognized.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want everybody on the surface on the earth to know about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she was producing event to someone else. I said, well, now it's about the time to produce it for yourself. You know how does that work? You know how to contact people, right? I'm with you. I'm with you on that. And imagine to yourself when somebody else tell you that I'm with you. Wherever you go, whatever your dream is, I'm with you. Now you're not alone. You have someone with you. And with that power, I mean, you start to conquer the world. And I saw it's working, and I start to charge people. I saw my system work. Yeah, and I didn't need the certificate because nobody, when you come as a coach, nobody asks you for certificate.
Right.
Yeah, you sit down, you talk to people. If it makes sense to them, it's make them feel good, they will work with you.
Right.
Yeah, if they don't feel that, they're not going to work with you.
So
Nobody.
how do you market yourself?
I do a lot of network. I mean, I travel any network event that I
I
know.
definitely know, and you're like one of the few people that I know that like remembers everybody's name.
And there is also meetup group. I don't know if you're familiar with that
Yes.
system.
I'm fed up.
I have my own group. I have over 1,000 people.
And what is the name of your meetup?
Confidence and self-esteem.
Confidence and
I
self-esteem.
mean, what I do, I build confidence, I raise self-esteem for people that they can go out and do whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I hold 2 meetings in a month, one in Queens, one in Suffolk County. It's no charge, it's free for everybody. You just register to Confidence, Self-Esteem through Meetup. And Meetup notify you when I have my meeting. And usually I pick topic and I talk about it for about an hour and a half. And then I want to hear everybody talk and share. And I do all kind of trick to raise confidence and self-esteem for people. If you remember, for instance, we have a friend, mutual friend.
Yes, I do remember.
And she was not willing to talk in any setup group.
You were talking about Elizabeth. I do
Elizabeth. She wouldn't talk for nothing. And I make her stand and speak.
I do remember that day, yes.
Yeah. Because I work with her for a short time. Yeah. And she got stand up and speak every place she go from since then. She wouldn't even talk when nobody see her, and now she's standing and speak. And that's raise your self-esteem.
Exactly.
When you think about that. When you stand up and people look up to you.
So, Chaim, what do you think is one of the biggest challenges for people like, for somebody like Elizabeth, from where she was to where she was after, having your services? What are the biggest challenges that you think that people run into in becoming more confident and increasing their self-esteem?
I say something like that. Every person should have a dream.
Okay.
And if you don't have a dream, go borrow one, go steal one, take from your grandma. You need to have a dream.
Yes.
As a fact, along the history of the world, nobody achieves his dream by himself. Nobody. When you have a dream, you need to have a team.
Like a dream team.
It's a dream team.
Gotcha.
That's what it is. When your team is the right team, your dream become reality. Now, who you put on your team, it's up to you. And you need to pick and choose. And what happened, when you pick and choose, usually you're going to take people that support who you are and what you do. You're not going to take any people that are going to put stick on your wheel.
Right. Right.
So I put myself on your team. I'm not going to give you advice. I don't believe in advice.
Why is that? It's interesting because a lot of people, that's a lot of times that's what they do. Friends give advice, family members give advice. Why don't you believe in advice?
We just talked about that earlier today, which has been when people seeking advice, it's come from two places: ignorance and fear.
Ignorance and fear, okay.
Ignorance and fear. This is why you seeking advice? Why you need advice? If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. Why you need advice? Now, when you go ahead and do it, the first thing that happens, you get experience.
True.
When you get experience, you know how things work. Why you need advice? To do what you want to do? Now, if you have a fear, and I understand that, people have all kind of fear. So you need to put somebody on your team that will help you to take the fear out. Right. You take somebody to hold the flashlight. It's a metaphor, but that's what it is. If somebody hold the flashlight, now you see. Now both of you go into the dark.
It's interesting that you bring up the whole subject of fear. That's something I've been working on for the past few months, and I've been asking people to join me on this journey because I feel that, fear is humanity's worst nemesis, greatest nemesis, and fear, the acronym for it is false evidence appearing real or fantasy experiences real. And what fear does two things. It impedes us from doing the right thing all the time. And at the same time, it encourages us to do the wrong thing all the time. So it's interesting that you bring that up because I could see fear being something that stops somebody from doing something. Like you said, if you want to do something, just go do it. Why are you asking for advice? But fear has a way of getting in there that stops people from doing what they are, reaching their dream, as you mentioned before. So it's interesting that you bring that up because I'm totally on board with you with what you're saying.
I have another way to look at fear, the acronym, is face everything and rise.
Face everything and rise. I like that.
This is a new way to look at that. Now let's talk about the fear himself. I mean, you get fear, but before the fear you have doubt. Here, the process is where you expose yourself to something, or to someone, or anything. You start to think about that, feeling arise, how you feel about what you think, right? Now, if you don't take an action, as either you have a doubt, when you stay with your doubt, fear raise up. Here is what happened. We spend a lot of time thinking about something that may or may not happen. We don't know yet. That's fear. When you take action, you conquer the fear. Now you know how does that work. And why people don't take action, it's come from different place. Which is mean, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to fail. And here is what I'm saying. in my world, yeah, nobody fail, nobody make mistake, nobody do anything wrong. I look at that in totally different perspective, which is mean, when you do something, there is two ways to look at that. Either it's work or it doesn't work. There is no in between. Now, when you do something and it's work, who can tell you you're wrong? Nobody. Now, if it doesn't work, you didn't fail. You did something that didn't work. You didn't make mistake. You did something that didn't work. It's nothing wrong. It didn't work.
So
But you get something. And now the question is, if you want to keep doing that, or it's not for you. But you have experience. You know. Now you know.
that is true. So I've heard, it's been said that there's no such thing as mistakes, only lessons.
Right.
And, so through experience, it's a lesson. It's a good perspective to have. One other thing I want to back up to is you said, you just taught me a new acronym for fear. Facing everything
And rise.
and rise. What you've done there, you've taken something that's kind of perceived as negative, and you were proactive about it. You made it into something positive. And that's the saying that, most people like, face your fears. And there's some people that, they have fears about whatever it may be, but they challenge themselves to face that fear. And once those people do that and they get into that rhythm and that pattern of doing that time after time after time, those are the ones that are, quote unquote, the successful ones, because they're not afraid of failure. They're not afraid of anything. Some people are afraid of a success as well. So that's I'm glad you shared that with us.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, Chaim, what are the things, what are the hopes that you have for people out there, as far as, they've reached a crossroad in their lives, whatever time it is that it has been, and they feel like they're stuck. How are you able to reach out to them or have them reach out to you?
You need to say everything that you want to do in life. Yeah, today I believe that every person that want to succeed in life need to have a coach. You can take it from sport, yeah, and you can take it from every CEO that have all kind of advisor. Those are coaches. They coach on, because we know what we know. We don't know everything. And to know everything, it's impossible. Which is mean, when you know everything, you blacken yourself from learning.
No, I've met many people like that. They're like, oh, I don't need to learn anything else.
Well, so you ignore it. Because you know what you know, and that's it. There is area that if you make a circle of knowledge, yeah, it's about 10% that we know what we know, which means we know who we are, we know what we do, we know what where we live, all the things that you know that you know. There is another 10% from that circle that you know that you don't know. Yeah, which means you know there is universe, but you don't know if other people living there.
Right.
And on that level, which means there is many things that you don't want to know. I say, let other people know, yeah, and we can combine together and create something. I bring my knowledge, you bring your knowledge, we create something. I don't need to know everything. And when you take the rest of the circle, there is many things that we don't know that we don't know. Yeah? Here, it's many people don't even know that. So to say, I know everything, it's impossible and you're ignorant.
Right.
And a lot of people are going to stay away from you because what happens is you start to run conversation or some dialogue with some person, and every 2 seconds you hear, I know. You stop talking. You shut up. Yeah, you sick and tired from here. You know everything. What do you want me to talk about? I don't want to talk to you. You're boring. Because you know everything.
Right.
and better not to be.
So let me ask you this, Chaim. I know there's another topic that you talked about, like how to succeed in life. Let's talk about that. I know you have the certain steps and so on that you take to get to that point. So if you don't mind sharing that with us.
Again, I will go back to the dream team. Yeah, and you need to search for people that believe in you.
Okay.
Me, for instance, I mean, when people hire me to work with them, I don't judge people. And I don't judge people from two reasons. I'm not God, and I didn't study law.
And you didn't study law, okay?
So I'm not qualified to judge you,
I just caught that, but go ahead.
right? Now, on a different level, everything in the universe created twice.
What do you mean? What do you mean
What
created
I mean?
twice?
Take this table.
Okay.
If we go back in time, we didn't have table. Somebody has to think about that and create that and build it.
I see what you're saying. So you mean it's created in your mind first and then actually...
You go to work.
Okay.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
So when you have something in your mind that you want to create, yeah, you just need to think about that first. Now you're searching for partner to your ideal. Cello, I want to build a table. You can ask, what is table? What do you mean table? So I start to explain to you. Table is something that surface that stand on 3 leg, 4 leg, 2 leg, 1 leg, that people can do many activity on that. Yeah, and I build prototype. Now you get the ideal. Now you become creative. You create all kind of table. But you see, but first it's in people's minds. Now, how much people believe in themselves? This is the key. Because they don't want to, they're afraid. Here is the other type of fear that came to life, which they're afraid they express themselves. I don't want everybody to make joke of me. I don't want to be the clown. I don't make fun of me and this kind of stuff. That goes to your confidence and your self-esteem.
Which we were talking about before, yes.
Right? That's when you take the action, when you find somebody that believes in you. I give you a story. It's an example to work that I did in the past. In a network event, I met that young girl, and she came and said to me, well, we talk, I explain what I do and all that, and she was fascinated. She said, oh, wow, I would like to work with you. I don't know if I have the money to pay you, yeah, to get what I really want in my life. I said to her, well, let's say there's no money on the table. You don't pay me anything, yeah?
You're very generous, huh?
Look, when somebody want to hire me, yeah, I have what to say about that also. It's not only you, yeah, because if you're not going to do the work, I don't want to work with you.
Okay.
Because it's your dream, it's not mine.
Good point.
So she said, I want to play in a movie as an actress. She was selling insurance at the time. I said, okay. What you willing to do to make that happen? She said, I will do whatever it takes. I said, you know what, let's start to work. Let's see how it's going to work. When you make some income, we negotiate how much you're going to pay me. For 7 months, we worked together. She started to get audition almost every other week. She got picked in 5 auditions. She started to play in small theater in Broadway.
Wow.
She was sent to critique her accent, because she have heavy accent. She come from the island.
Okay.
So everything was against her, but she made it. Yeah. After 7 months, she said, well, why I need this guy? I didn't pay him anything. Yeah. I'm well on my way. So she started to take my call. We started to see each other.
Are you telling me that she stiffed you?
I don't.
What I'm saying,
Somebody,
huh?
yes, yeah.
So you
And what
basically got on a
happened-
point where she wanted that. You help her get on her way to get her dream. You empowered her, and that was her way to thank you.
Oh, well, she punished herself.
How so?
It took her 6 months to go back to the same place where we met. Because nobody believed in her, only me. She couldn't find anybody that will support her on what she wants. She couldn't find that. That's what I said, the dream team, you need somebody to not judge you, just believe in you.
Right.
Just see what you see and push you. That's what people need. But we don't have that. This is the reason I don't give advice. What you get today, you don't get advice, you get opinion from people. Yeah, you want to do something, you share it with friend, family, acquaintance, right? Immediately you got opinion. They tell you what you should do. What they did, what qualified them to tell you how you should do what you want to do?
That's a good point.
They can't. They didn't do anything in their life. How they can come and tell you what to do? You want the good advice, don't get advice. Let's say you want to be billionaire. Talk to Branson, the guy that have the private island. Go talk to him.
Right.
He would love to talk to you because everybody want to tell his story. Just nobody sit to listen. Now you don't get advice from him. He will give you blueprint. He said, look, I start here. This is the action step I took that bring me to where I am today.
All right, so let me see if I got you correctly. So basically, when people are searching for ways to better themselves in whatever way it is, in whatever aspect of their lives is, normally what people's routines is to get advice. What you're saying, you're not getting people's advice, you're really getting their opinions. And these opinions are people that really don't, they're not experts in what you're looking for. So what you're saying, if I get you correctly, is that you should go to those people that have that particular type of expertise and have that kind of experience in that particular field that you're looking to succeed in. Is that correct?
Even more than that.
Please.
There is people live in crap. And
Living in
when I
what?
say crap,
Okay.
it's an acronym that I heard it from some other wise guy, and the C stands for criticize.
Okay.
Yeah, which you bring something to the table, everybody criticizes.
That is true. There's food critics and movie critics, never movie praisers
Yeah.
or food praisers. Yes.
The R stands for resistance. Because you used to one thing, and now you're going to do something that you're not comfortable. This is out from your comfort zone. Because you're looking to create something, the creativity. I mean, you have some resistance in you. What will happen? Here is the fear coming in. What will happen when I start? I will succeed? I will fail? So there is resistance in you that don't let you.
So there's criticize resistance. What's the
Yeah.
A?
They have the A, it's anxiety. Because there is change that coming on you and you have no control. You become anxious. You going like chicken with no head. What I'm going to do now? Who's going to help me? And chaos. Some cases. The P, it stands for problem. Everything is problem. So this is the crap that I'm talking about. When you eliminate that, yeah, it's only action.
And that was no pun intended. Eliminate, right? Eliminate crap. Okay. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
So you just take action and you find people that you want to do it, I'm with you. Now, if I use kind of metaphor, which is when you carry 100 pounds, it's heavy. When I come and I carry 50, now you carry only 50.
Good point.
This is what I'm saying. You can't do anything by yourself. You're limited. Look, to create society, how many people you need? To create country, how many people you need? Whatever you do, you need people. You sell product, you need to buy it. If they don't buy it, you don't have income. You don't have income, you probably work for somebody else that give you income. So whenever you want to create, you need to find some people that believe in what you say, believe in what you do, and believe in your dream without asking question. Let's go ahead, let's do it. Yeah, if it's reasonable and moral. I mean, morally it should be right. You're not going to go with criminal. This is not my way. Yeah, I'm saying something like that. I mean, every person needs to start to build legacy from yesterday. One day you're going to reach 90 and you're going to sit on a rocking chair and you're going to reflect back to your life. Yeah? And you will see two kinds of people in your life. Either people that was after you or people that follow you. What do you want to see in your life?
I want people. Is that a trick question, Chaim?
It's not trick.
I think I'm going to go with follow me.
A follow, which is mean you create something that everybody appreciate. And this is something that you will be remembered. You did something in this world that people will follow you. Yeah? When people after you, usually it's criminal and law.
That is true. Unless if you get a stalker. Yeah, that's different.
You did something that people follow you.
Right.
You did something that people was after you. It's about the action that you're taking. And coach all the time is supposed to be there. That you can lay on the coach. That's what it is. I mean, I don't give you ideal. This is your ideal, and I help you to make it reality. That's what it is.
So what it seems like you're really doing, you're empowering that individual to be the best version of themselves.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what you're doing. And you know, and it's interesting because you know, the whole title of it is how to succeed in life. And you know, and sometimes I ran into people. One time I ran into this gentleman, and he came up to me and he goes, "I'm the wealthiest man you'll ever meet." And so I automatically assumed that he was talking about, you know, assets and money in the bank and everything else. And you know, so I was like, "Oh, all right, so that's great." So, you know, he goes, No, you're not listening to me. I'm the wealthiest man you'll ever meet." So I was like, "Okay, are you talking about some other aspect?" I mean, there's different ways of measuring success. I think in this society, people just measure success by, you know, how much money you got in the bank, you know, how much money you got in your pocket, all these material things that you've accumulated. But wealth can be measured in various different ways. You know, happiness, you know, being healthy, you know, being part of a system that helps others, like what you're doing, be better than themselves and than what they started with. And I finally, you know, he kind of winked at me and he's like, "Cello, you got it." You know, I was like, interesting. So for you, you know, when people come to you and they say, you know, "Chaim, I want to get from point here to point here. How do you get me there?" And if, many of them may be thinking that, like, I want to accumulate so much, you know, money over a period of time, and they see that only as a form of success. But at the same time, I see many people that have accumulated a lot of, you know, wealth, financial wealth, and they're trying to obtain that financial security, but they're really unhappy. And I could even say, go as far as that they're really miserable. So tell me about that.
I'm glad that you asked that. It's a good question. And I wrote a book. I didn't publish the book. I wrote the book. I challenged myself. Yeah, and I wrote the book in 6 months. And it's a 5-chapter. The first chapter talk about awareness. Which just means you need to be aware.
Awareness, yes.
Who you are, what is your value, what you can do. Yeah? And in two places. Because a life happens in 2 locations. There is inside, there is outside.
Okay.
We respond what's going on outside of us. We don't give a lot of attention what's going inside of us, which is mean, what is your feeling say about what you're thinking? Because every thinking, there is a feeling attached into that. That will take you to take action. Now, when you are aware of that, yeah, you're on top of your game. And this, the first chapter, it's about how to develop that awareness, yeah, between what's going inside and how you work with the outside, which on the most part you have no control. The second chapter, it talks about the belief, which is mean you need to believe in yourself. What you can, now when you know what's going on, you need to see what you can do. You need to feel what you're capable of. And you need to believe in yourself because other people did that. Why not you? You can. Or when you make the decision to go and do it. The third chapter talk about health. You have to be healthy in two places, in your mind and your body.
Okay.
You can neglect one. You neglect one, you neglect the other. So when your mind is healthy, your body is healthy. You take care of that. Now you are aware, you believe, you're healthy, you're a happy person. Everything working, you know what's going on, you believe, you're healthy, you're a happy person. As a result, you create wealth. Now, the wealth that I'm talking about, money is part of that. It's not even the half of that. The big part of wealth is people. Without people, you can't do anything. If you came with product to the market, you need many, many people to buy it.
Sure.
If you have any movement, you want people to participate. If you're a politician, you need people to believe in you. So you see where is the wealth. When you can pick up the phone in the middle of the night and call to your friend and he pick up the phone and come and aid you and help you, that's wealth that you can measure with money. What most people do, they reverse. They put the wealth and happiness in different places. Yeah? And they put everything on condition. When they put happiness on condition, which is when I have that, when I sell this, when I'm going to accumulate that, then I'm going to be happy. Doesn't work that way.
It's funny that you mention that because I talk about this in some of my lectures as well. You got to be responsible for your own happiness. You can't get happiness from a noun. And people's like, what are you talking about a noun? Person, place, or thing. Some people feel like, if I had the right wife or I had the right husband, I would be happy. And I say, no. If I lived in this wonderful place and this wonderful environment and wonderful home, I'd be happy. And I said, no. Or if I had all these wonderful things, and whatever, I'd be happy. I say, no. And so, we're on the same page as far as that because, yes, you got to be responsible for your own happiness. And I think people do the reverse. And that's why they keep chasing things over and over again and don't really get anywhere.
Yeah, they put on condition. They make condition for everything. And I will tell you that my point of view on happiness, it's personal, which is mean you get to be happy when you do something and you have progress along the journey. That's the happiness that you have. When you on the end of the journey, yeah, and you sit back and reflect, now you're in state of joy. You see how I break it down.
Right. So it's more, sometimes
when,
people
when you do something, when you're in a process, that's make you happy. That's give you the energy. That's the adrenaline that make you get up and do it. It's the happiness. This is the adrenaline.
Right.
Right? When you're the end of that, it's the joy that you have from what you did, what you create, what you build.
So sometimes we get so focused on the destination and realize that the journey is really the process that gets to that destination anyway.
There is all kind of different way to look at that. Yeah. Some people look in the end result. Some people look at the distance, what they need to do. That I want to be on the top on the Everest. I forgot that I need to walk all that distance. Yeah. They don't see the distance, and sometimes they start to walk and they say, "Oh, this is too much. I'm going back." Yeah, this is too much for me. No, I don't want to do it. And that's what happened in many cases. People starting when they realize what it's involved, that's the back. They go to what's familiar, yeah, what's comfortable, yeah. And I say something even behind that point, which is it's kind of interesting. When I open my meetup group, I say in order to have confidence and self-esteem, there is at least 3 things that we need to give attention all the time.
And what is that?
And to be uncomfortable, to be insecure, and to be abnormal. Now, here is how I break it. When you're comfortable, basically you see that nothing happened. You observe everything. You not participate, you're not active. That's when you're comfortable. When you're not comfortable, you're running around, you're searching, you're moving things, you create things. You have some progress, you have some setback, but something moving all the time.
So what you're suggesting is that people, get out of their comfort zone.
Yes. That's what will take you from comfort zone. The security is the same thing. When you feel that you're secure, you take everything for granted. And it's not working that way. Today you're up, you're on a high, tomorrow is a different day. You're going to be all the way in the bottom when you feel secure. So feel not secure, which is mean nothing for granted. You need all the time to produce. You need to all the time move. And the abnormal, this is the most important one. Normal people don't do good in life.
Well, how is that?
Let's take the word normal. Yeah? Break it down. It's come from the word norm. What is norm? It's what society creates for people. Which is mean you start to behave what other people like.
Oh.
You have pleasing personality because you don't want to be you don't want anybody to talk about you. You don't want anybody to say anything about you, and you don't take criticize. So you want to be normal like everybody else. I'm not going to be exceptional. Only abnormal people, they do the remarkable thing in life. And I all the time give this example. It is not about politics, and it's not about anything close into that. But let's look who's the president now. By every means, he's not normal. If he was normal, he wasn't there. You see what abnormal people do? They move the world because look,
They're the movers and shakers. Yes, that's definitely
this is who they are. So if you're a normal person, you're not go far.
Right. Yeah, well, that's definitely true. There's a reason why some people, being in a norm, it's, again, it's something familiar, it's safe, it's secure, so you're not really putting yourself out there. You're not taking those risks because that's a comfort zone. And I always talk about security anyway. I always tell people all the time, security is an illusion. So, yeah, that makes, I definitely click with that. We have 5 minutes left, Chaim.
Okay.
And what is one thing, or that you would like to share with people, and you want them to come away from this show, if anything?
Find some people that believe in your dream. And I will say it again and again and again, because this is the power that will give you when people believe in you. Yeah, it's inside feeling that you can share, you can express. It's very hard to transfer. When person comes and tell you, Cello, no matter what you do, I'm with you. If you need to cross the ocean,
I'm going to hold you to that, Chaim.
I'm here. We need to cross the ocean for swimming. I'm with you. You're not going to be alone. That's give a lot of power to people. They know somebody they can trust with them, no matter what they're going through. Yeah. And that's what I devoted. I didn't know who I am. Mark Twain said something like that many years ago when he said, every person have at least one most important day in his life, the day born. There is some fortunate people that discover the second most important day in their life when they discover why. Not many people, I mean, we talked about that when Dyer said, many people died with the music still inside. So I look for those people that want to take the music out. Let's play it together. Even music, I mean, you can be one-man instrument, but when you have another one, it's harmonic.
That's why I'm called cello.
Yes.
You know, I hook up with others.
You the cello, I the drum, and we make noise.
Make beautiful music together. Chaim, if you could basically, you know, also share with people where they could, you know, get in contact with you if they want your services or come to your meetup group, which I highly suggest that people do. It's a start. It's an opportunity. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out of, you know, be abnormal, be insecure, and, you know, and just get out there. So, please.
They can find me at wellnessandsuccesscoach.com. There is all the information there. There is phone number there. If you member on Meetup, so you punch confidence and self-esteem, you will see my picture, and you're welcome to join. It's free, it's no charge. Yeah, and I would like everybody to come. If I can help another one, another two, I would love to do that.
Well, Chaim, I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you for coming to our show, and I hope that you know, you have much success in helping others in, you know, find themselves and find who they are.
I appreciate that, and I want to thank you very much. And I'm glad that I came.
Thank you. And thank you for another show, for our first show, actually, of Conversations with Dr.Da Silva. You be blessed, and as you know, Ellen DeGeneres says, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Thank you.